One territory, two stories. Today we're diving into one of Africa's most complex and fascinating political situations, Somalia and Somaliland. See, most people look at a map and think, okay, that's Somalia, easy. But what if I told you that tucked inside Somalia, there's another place, a place that looks exactly the same on the map, but is totally, completely different? A place that says, thanks, but we're Somaliland actually. Is it one country or two? The answer, my friends, is way more complicated than just picking a side. It's a story of colonialism gone wrong, of two very different paths to independence, and a whole lot of its complicated status updates on Facebook. So, buckle up, because we're about to unpack a story that's more tangled than a plate of spaghetti after you've microwaved it. This is Somalia and Somaliland, the most fascinating border story you've never heard. All right, let's rewind the tape, shall we? Back in the good old days when colonialism was all the rage and Europe was like, hey, that land looks nice, let's just take it. Somalia was cobbled together by European powers. The British set up shop in the north, calling it British Somaliland. Meanwhile, the Italians took the south, naming it Italian Somaliland. In 1960, both colonies gained independence. Somaliland enjoyed 5 days of independence before joining the south to form Somalia. They still celebrate those 5 days with parades, dancing and fireworks. Fast forward to today, and you'll find two very different realities playing out. In the south, you have Somalia, the internationally recognized government, a member of the UN, the one calling the shots on the world stage. They're like the older sibling who went off to college, got a fancy degree, and now has a real job. But then, in the north, you have Somaliland, chilling with their own currency, their own passport, their own army, their own government, even their own elections. They're like the younger sibling who stayed home, started their own business in the garage, and is now secretly making more money than their older sibling. They've got their own license plates, for crying out loud. They even have different cell phone networks. Imagine trying to call your friend in Somaliland and you can't because you're on the wrong network. It's like they're living in a parallel universe right there on the same map. Now, Somalia will tell you that Somaliland is part of their territory, end of story. But Somaliland is like, nah, we're good. We've got our own thing going on. It's like that awkward family dinner where everyone's pretending to get along, but you can just feel the tension simmering beneath the surface. Chapter 4. Business Boom. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to talk about the economy. Somaliland is thriving economically, with Berbera Port as a major hub for livestock exports. Camels, sheep, goats, you name it. It's also becoming a tech hub with a young, tech-savvy population and a growing number of international investments. They're pioneers in mobile money. It's a classic underdog story, and frankly, I'm here for it. Chapter 5. Ancient Wonders. Okay, enough about politics and economics, let's talk about something truly fascinating, culture. Because despite their differences, Somalia and Somaliland share a rich and ancient heritage that's just waiting to be explored. Imagine this, You're trekking through the Somali desert, the sun beating down on you, when suddenly you stumble upon a series of caves adorned with ancient paintings. You're talking thousands of years old, depicting scenes of hunting, dancing, and even... That's Lascaux, my friends, and it's just one example of the incredible cultural treasures this region has to offer. Then there's the poetry. Oh, the poetry. Somalis are known for their love of language, and their poetic tradition is legendary. It's like Shakespeare, but with more camels and fewer star-crossed lovers. And let's not forget about their ancient maritime history. For centuries, Somalis have been sailing the high seas, trading with far-flung lands, and generally being badasses of the ocean. They were the original pirates of the Caribbean, except, with less Johnny Depp and more actual pirates. So, whether it's ancient cave paintings, epic poems, or tales of daring seafarers, Somalia and Somaliland have a cultural richness that's both inspiring and awe-inspiring. Chapter 8. World Records. We've talked about their history, their culture, their economies. But did you know that Somalia and Somaliland also hold some pretty impressive world records? For starters, they're well on their way to becoming the world's first cashless society. That's right, folks. They're ditching the dollar bills and embracing the digital age. And who can blame them? Mobile money is convenient, secure, and you don't have to worry about losing your wallet after a long night of drinking camel milk. Speaking of camels, Somalia also holds the record for the most camels in the world. That's a lot of humps. They're practically tripping over camels over there. But it's not all about camels and cashless transactions. Somalia and Somaliland are also home to some of the oldest rock art in Africa, dating back thousands of years. And if that's not impressive enough, they've got ancient maritime trading routes that are still in use today. That's right, the same routes that ancient sailors used to transport spices, silks and other exotic goods are still being used today. Talk about sustainable transportation. So there you have it, folks. Somalia and Somaliland. A land of ancient wonders, modern marvels and enough camels to last a lifetime. Outro, a story yet to be written. So there you have it. Somalia and Somaliland, one land, two stories, and a whole lot of complexity. Whether you see one country or two, one thing is for sure. This region is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of culture, and the fact that sometimes the most fascinating stories are the ones you've never heard. It's a place where ancient traditions meet modern innovations, where nomadic herders share the streets with tech entrepreneurs, and where the echoes of a turbulent past mingle with the hopes of a brighter future. Whether one country or two, this region shows how complex modern Africa really is, where colonial borders, local aspirations and modern reality create fascinating situations that challenge our understanding of what makes a country.